All right, so I'm just gonna be chatting here for a bit, but I think it's time to actually lock in. Who you know, back here is dirty, filled with trash. My room is kind of a mess. It's time to do some spring cleaning. I'm really like ready to change my life, and I mean, just kind of embrace it, kind of hit rock bottom. I've kind of dived into my hobbies and whatnot, and I kind of accepted that I am trash. I had to accept it. Sometimes you just have to accept that you trash. There's nothing else we can do. It is what it is. Sometimes you want to be at point B, but we are at point A, or somewhere in between from point A and point B. But it doesn't matter because it's where we are that the pain comes from, where we are and where we want to be, and that wanting hurts. But what really just made me want to make this video in the first place is just kind of like shit has hit the fan. I'm in a terrible place visually. My hair looks like shit, not taking care of myself. If I go get a haircut, I'm not gonna cut my hair, but I'm gonna actual get made like a temple fade or whatever. But get a haircut. I'm trying to throw out my clothes. I need a new wardrobe. Start posting videos. Stop procrastinating. I'm trying my best. So far, I'm using this little notebook to help me. Start applying to jobs. I know the job market is terrible, but still gotta apply to jobs and just lock in, bro. Like, well, I don't know why it's so hard to lock in. It's so easy to talk about stuff, but it's so hard to lock in. I think at this point, I'm gonna start. I mean, maybe my only outlet where I chat about stuff is might be like YouTube. But even then, though, I realize, sometimes you want to do something and you try, and there's too much friction. And sometimes you just have to rearrange your mind a little bit and figure out a method that works for you. Um, Otherwise, it just never gets done. Like, I'm gonna be honest. So many people are like, I could have, blah, blah, blah. Well, you didn't, or you still haven't. And so, just by that fact, you're not able to, right? Because if you were able to, you would have. You know what I mean? I think one quote I do like is, um, a smart, I don't know. I'll just make up my own version of it. A real, for as smart as people say they are, you know, a real sign of intelligence is if you're able to get what you want out of life. Nothing else matters. If you get exactly what you want out of life and you're happy, or I mean, happiness is not a real thing, and it's like a part of the hedonistic treadmill. But if you get what you want out of life, you're a winner on my book. You're an intelligent person. I don't care. If you die with a smile on your face, you're one of the smartest people I know. All right. Why? Because what else matters? Like, if you lived a life full of smiles, what else matters, right? If you figured out that method, you are a winner on my book. So, for example, YouTube, right? I mean, I think everyone's talked about posting content and whatnot, and people hate their life situation and everything else, but they have something in their pocket that can change their life potentially, and they don't post, and myself included. At least for me, I just stopped caring. I'm just gonna post. I got nothing else. My back is against the wall, and I might as well just post. I haven't really figured out content because I'm not a jester. Some people are like jesters. I'm not a jester. If I try and be entertaining and I think about being an entertaining person, I am at a loss. So I'm not gonna try. I'm just gonna be myself. So far, I have just been the only solution I've come up with to help me be consistent is just literally using the YouTube as like a documentation for me. One of the things I've read on one of the books on like learning and improving is you have to make notes, you have to write notes anytime you do something. in terms of like your hobby, your task. Write a note, critique, and then upload it. So I mean, not upload it, but like just in a notebook. But I'm just gonna use YouTube for that. I don't care anymore. Like I'm over it. Like I'm kind of like a deflated balloon. Same thing with like my music or guitar. Like I think I cared too much, and then I'm just like, whatever now. You know, maybe that's an even better place to be because the less care I give, the more I'm able to do and show. But it is what it is. I don't care, bro. I'm just uploading. That's all I gotta say. I'm trying to get into consistency. I have a big ass calendar that I'm gonna be trying. Um, my goals, bro. I'm tired of being so chopped. I'm tired of looking like shit. That's definitely one of my goals. I want to sit down and learn to program instead of like vibe coding, just so I can prepare myself for the rug pull. Um, I want to learn to get my hair braided. I used to braid my hair myself just because, bro. I'm tired of looking like Lord Farquaad. I want to get back into the gym. That's another thing. You know, got a LifeMax, LifeMax, and I just want to get good at the things I get good at, and that's it. Like my only solution so far has been to be like, yo, skill check. You know what I mean? Something like that because I am learning guitar, trying to get better at piano, um, get better at mixing, mastering, sound design. But I'm just gonna lock in and learn. I got no choice, right? Like I mean, I got a choice. I'm just choosing to shut the fuck up, lock in, and learn and build. Sometimes you kind of have to struggle through the wall. You know what I mean? You have to hit me. Sometimes you have to bash your head. Like, and sometimes you're on a journey and you're trying to get better, and you're really trying to break through. But sometimes there's like a wall, right? And a lot of people, they see a wall and they walk back. They're like, "Oh, there's a wall. That's it. Not for me." Well, kind of have to bash your head against the wall until it breaks, and then you get past the wall. I don't know. That's what I'm going with. I'm not a philosopher or an educated person. I'm just chatting. Bye.